Hey guys, happy Thursday. I'm here to do your new moon and Scorpio tarot spread. Okay. Thursdays resonate to the color blue, which is for Jupiter. Jupiter is our Jupiter sign, basically, is how we attract our luck. Basically, like how we kind of like, how things come easy for us in life. Okay. Channeled messages. I was, meditating like always, and I was brought back to this throwback game that we used to play back in the day with another person, and it was the string game. And that you put the string and you go like this, and like the other person comes and they take it from you, and then the game continues. That's called the cat's cradle string game. Okay. And you basically like, like the game continues, and like you kind of just like take the string from them, and then it turns into a different like puzzle for them to solve, and then they take it, and it continues on a loop. And I was thinking about how that pertains to teamwork and partnership, right? And then the message that came through was, it's not about attacking either or. It's about tackling and solving the problem. Okay. So new moon and Scorpio tarot spread. Where did I write it down? This is a new spread for me. Always look these up for you guys for the month. Okay. All right. So the first card, this is for the collective for November 9th, 2023, for the new moon in Scorpio. Okay. Let's shuffle the deck. The first card is, what rebirth would hold on, guys. I can't even understand my own handwriting. I write like chicken scratch, like almost like, you know how like doctors be writing, and I can't even understand my own writing sometimes. Okay, so the first card is, what rebirth would you like to see this new moon? Okay, what rebirth would the collective like to see this new moon? For the first card, what rebirth would the collective? Okay. The second card is, best way to reconnect with your passion. What is the best way for the collective to reconnect with their passion? That's too much. That's too much. I don't think I can take all this. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle again. This deck is very slippery. Best way for the collective to reconnect with their passion. I need one card, please. Okay. In what ways have you been self-sabotaging? In what ways has the collective been self-sabotaging? In what ways has the collective been self-sabotaging? Ooh. How can you be your own best cheerleader? How can the collective be their own best cheerleader? That one just flew out. Okay. And the fifth card is the outcome for this new moon for the collective. The outcome of the new moon for the collective. Woo. Woo. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we got the 8 of Wands. Shooting your shot, sending passionate messages, overland travel, Cupid's arrows. Okay. This is passionate action forward. Passionate forward actions. Passionate forward movement. Okay, the first card is, what rebirth would you like to see this new moon? You got the 9 of Swords. You want to get out of these sleepless nights. You want to get out of this despair. You want to get out of this hopelessness. You want to be hopeful. You want to, like, want to get out of bed in the morning and see the possibility of a new day, of new opportunities. You want to get out of this, like, rabbit hole of, like, emotions, or maybe even a depression that you're going through. Okay. The second card is, best way to reconnect with your passions. You got the 4 of Cups side to side. Upright, the 4 of Cups is you being not satisfied with opportunities or offers presented to you. Not being satisfied with what you're given. You're undecided about what you've been given. About what you've been, like, presented with. About what opportunities that have, like, been offered to you. You're now undecided whether they're good, whether you should have, like, rejected them, whether you should have, like, basically, like, thinking back to the past and, like, thinking, like, oh man, should I have let this opportunity, like, a missed opportunity. You're undecided about how you feel about a missed opportunity, or rejecting something, or rejecting someone. The third card is, in what ways have you been self-sabotaging? The Lovers. With their intimate connections, with your bonds to certain people, with being in relationships to certain people that you know aren't for your highest good. Okay. And 6 talks about, like, fear and procrastination. So maybe, like, going into certain relationships out of fear or desperation, or, like, out of this need to be, like, attached to something or someone, or this need to, like, basing your self-worth on if someone chooses you, type of thing. I want to get back to the 4, the best way to reconnect with your passions. 4 talks about, like, divine orchestration and divine plan, and, like, divine timing. And I feel like for you, it's like you reject these offers because you didn't think it was divine timing. You didn't think it was, like, or maybe you weren't ready for them, those opportunities at that time, with your mindset, with your emotions. Okay. The 4th card is, how can you be your own best cheerleader? You got the Page of Swords. Sorry guys, I woke up with, like, a stuffy nose this morning. And I'm coming down with some type of cold. It's that season. So yeah, being your how to be your own best cheerleader is by, like, seeking out the truth, speaking the truth, bringing clarity to someone. Okay, seeking out the truth, like, like, cutting into the truth of the matter of certain situations, like being assertive and standing up for yourself and communicating for yourself. Okay, remaining cautious, not guarded to the point where you don't let anything in, but cautious. Outcome of this new moon. Okay, and we got the High Priestess in the reverse. There's something that you're not, the outcome is, like, you not being intuitive about something. Okay, I'm gonna clarify this further because this card left me a little stumped, and I was shocked it came out in the reverse. The High Priestess is someone who's highly intuitive, someone who has a direct, a direct link to the divine. Okay, someone that balances the dark and the light. But in this instance, it's like something about the right and wrong, or light and dark not being balanced. Or maybe you being too much in the darkness or too much in the light. Like there's no balance there. Like I'm gonna clarify that. Clarify the High Priestess in the reverse, please. That one flew out. The Sun. Yeah. And I was gonna say that with the light, like, oh wow. Yeah, I was gonna say that with the light, like the Sun. Okay. You being too negative about a situation, okay, too in the dark about a situation, okay, and I think this is how you can be your best cheerleader, is by like kind of conquering the truth per se. You're looking at something from the perspective of your inner child, okay, like almost like you're seeing things at wanting to be positive, but more like wishful thinking, more like having rose-colored glasses on and not listening to your intuition, not listening to your inner voice, because something having to do with your inner child, okay? Some type of need stemming from your inner child, or maybe some type of inner child, like something that like is appealing to your inner child, that you're not going to be using your intuition on, because you're going to be more focused on like chasing happiness and chasing like abundance and prosperity, but in like the way that you're not supposed to be chasing that, okay? Maybe being a little bit too naive about something, seeing like maybe looking at something from like the good versus the bad, okay? I'm hearing that song by Sam Smith, Too Much of a Good Thing. Something. I need to remember that song. It's Sam Smith. Too much of a good thing doesn't matter anymore, or something like that. Don't quote me on it. I know it's a Sam Smith song. And bottom of the deck, to clarify that, we got the seven of wands. So this is something that like you're standing your ground on, like you have a lot of opposition on, okay, and you don't quite know what's behind you, but you're like guarding this to like you're guarding this for dear life, like, and you have so much opposition against that, whatever it is. Pull out a card from the spiritual deck. Can you give us further clarification on this reading? The card came out. So you want to be a bad ass. Show your heart to everyone. Okay. It takes a lot of courage to be authentic in this world. Showing your heart doesn't mean you're soft all the time, or that you're a hot mess or a doormat. It means you're showing up fully as yourself. You know what's weak AF? Living a fake ASS life trying to please others. You know what I'm seeing here too with the, in what ways have you been self-sabotaging? Remember that the Lovers also stands for heart-to-heart conversations, or like clear, like a conversation where you need to bury all where it needs to be had. So this could be a situation where you've been self-sabotaging in communication. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because the Page of Swords is here as you being your biggest cheerleader. I feel like you've been people-pleasing, and this has been a recurring theme, like people-pleasing. and there's something here about like you not communicating something that's keeping you in like the dark. You see, like it's keeping you up at night. It's something that like you want to communicate, or that you want communicated to you, or want to be made clear to you, or you want to bring clarity to something or someone. And this has to do with a missed opportunity, having to do with a lover. Maybe you self-sabotaged a relationship, maybe you self-sabotaged some conversation that needed to be had, or you keep putting it off. And now these swords are stacking up, because the swords have to do with communication. I feel like you're kind of like afraid to even like have that idea of communicating certain things out of fear of like wanting to hurt somebody's feelings. But sometimes you need to hurt people's feelings, like they're hurting yours, right? So it's like at that point, it's like they're not even worried about your feelings. So it's like you got to stand up and assert yourself. It's not about being a bitch. It's not about being an a-hole, but like you need to stand up for yourself at a certain point. Like I feel like, and now I see it with the high priestess in the reverse and the sun. You're not listening to your inner voice, and it's something that has been going on, some type of issue from your childhood, okay, where you're not listening to that inner voice of yours. Like it's almost like you get into a relationship and that like that inner voice is silenced, and this is why you're not seeing the red flags, or you like kind of like cover your eyes to the red flags because you want to people please. And understanding that like just because like you love someone, you love something, doesn't mean that you let them walk all over you. Doesn't mean that like they can just have their way and like, you know, leave you high and dry per se. Like, you know, having a heart, a good heart, also entails you, 1717 on my timer, having strength and courage, like being brave. Yeah, standing up for what you truly want, standing up for what the actions that you want, the things that you want to manifest, the things that you want to make happen. And this thing is keeping you up at night. Like you want to send this message, because it could be shots fired too. Like not only shots, like sending somebody some shots, but like shots fired. Like it's like you almost want to hurtle like arrows at people that like have effed with you before, or like wanting to shoot your shot with someone that you feel was a missed opportunity. Because I'm toggling back and forth between two storylines here. Remember, take whatever resonates to how your situation is applied, okay? That's why I try not to be biased or non-judgmental when I do these readings, and I set that intention prior to me even like putting out these cards. Yeah, let's look at like what the situation could entail, or clarification, or further clarification. I feel like with the outcome of the new moon, I feel like there's something here with healing an inner child wound, having to do where you feel like you were silenced, like you felt like you had no voice, and actually speaking up for yourself, and actually like almost like your inner child is going to be vindicated in some way. Like you're finally going to be standing up like for yourself, the way that your inner child should have been stood up for themselves. Yeah. Yeah, bottom of the deck, positivity. Be happy, smile, laugh. I can see that with the sun card. Okay. Okay, divine protection is here. Okay, and I saw that with the four of cups. Okay. Understanding that maybe some type of missed opportunity happened due to divine protection. That rejection happened to redirect you elsewhere. Okay. It was divinely orchestrated and divinely planned for you to not have this opportunity. Okay? Or maybe the divine was trying to protect that person, or vice versa. Okay? In the situation. Be quiet, secret, move in silence. I feel like you've kind of like stopped talking to someone. Okay? Because I could see that with the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. You kind of just stop talking, you know, like, you know how they say, like, oh, like, don't worry if, like, I'm worry about if I go quiet, worry about if I don't have nothing else to say, type of thing. I also feel like this is some type of, like, like, spirit is kind of telling you to shh and kind of keep certain blessings to yourself, because not everyone is what it seems. Okay? Memories, pics, video, nostalgia of the past. Yeah, so this definitely has to do with some type of past or childhood or inner child healing that needs to take place. You know what I'm also getting here with the swords and the lovers and the sun card? I feel like this can also be a situation where, like, it was a relationship that was kept on the hush, and where someone wanted it to be brought to the light, another person didn't want it to, and your voice was kind of silenced in that way. Okay? And this is why it's asking you to kind of, like, you know, cut into the truth of the matter and, like, bring clarity to the situation, or, like, stand up for yourself assertively, okay, by communicating your truth. Okay, communicating those things that you truly do desire, like standing your ground on, like, your beliefs, like literally sending these messages, like, and not being worried about, like, I guess where the chips may fall, like, yeah, like, sometimes being a BAMF, BAMF, badass mother effer, entails you, like, being your authentic self, and being your authentic self and having a big heart is also, like, having that strength and courage to back up your actions and back up, like, yourself in a way. Like, this may be a situation where, like, it was a relationship that was on the hush hush, where you were forced to keep it on the DL, where you were forced to kind of not say anything about it. And this entails, like, you healing some type of, like I said, inner child. Like, this triggered some type of inner child wound having to do with, like, you speaking up and using your voice. And understanding the value of, like, when to speak up and when to go quiet. And understanding that, like, your absence is also a consequence in itself. So, guys, I hope you were able to obtain some type of clarity. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm doing in-person readings on Sunday at Crystals Unlimited here in Stanford. If you happen to be in the Stanford area, please stop by. I am doing discounted readings and selling discounted items. If you can't make it, you can always book with me through my Linktree, and buy items off of my Etsy. That all my information is within the description box to book a reading, for all my other social media links, for my shop. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Take care.